Welcome back, Globetrotters. Today we're embarking on another thrilling journey, leaving behind the lively bustle of Haneda for the vibrant beat of Chicago, all while luxuriating in the comforts of ANA's business class. If you tuned into my last escapade, you'll recall our voyage from Itami to Haneda aboard ANA economy class. Now we're in a quick detour, hopping aboard a 15-minute bus ride between terminals at Haneda as we transition from domestic to international for our next flight. Along the way, I'll be sharing the highlights, the hiccups, and the unconventional seating arrangement I've secured. So buckle up, my friends, and get ready for another exhilarating adventure. It's time to dive into ANA Experience Business Class like never before. So here we are in the beating heart of Haneda Airport, a sanctuary amid the hustle and bustle of travelers. The transitioning area beckons, a brief interlude in the dance of departure. As I step onto the waiting bus, a wave of calm washes over me. The bus ride, 15 minutes, a fleeting moment of solace in the whirlwind of travel. Just a few travelers and me, and the promise of what lies ahead. It's a reminder of the beauty and simplicity in the moments between destinations. Here in Japan, efficiency isn't just a concept, it's a way of life. As we gaze upon the meticulous arranged cargo containers and mini vehicles, it's clear that every detail has been carefully considered. Gone are the days of damaged luggage and mishandled goods. This is a system that prides itself on precision and care, ensuring that every item reaches its destination unscathed. Efficiency. Thy name is Japan. With a system like this in place, we can embark on our journey with peace of mind, knowing that our belongings are in good hands. Let's keep that momentum going as we soar to new heights. And just like that, we arrived at our next chapter. No security hassles, no immigration queues, just a seamless transition between terminals. Unfortunately, time didn't permit a visit to the ANA Business Lounge this round, but here's a thought. Have you noticed more folks crowding the business class lines and lounges lately? Let me know your experience in the comments below. Now let's push forward and make the most of this journey ahead. As I stride towards the boarding gate, my gaze is immediately drawn to a towering photo of legendary Shohei Ohtani, a true icon of Japan and a sensation in Major League Baseball. And then, as if on cue, I turn to my left and there she is, NH112, ANA's gleaming new Boeing 777-300ER. It's not just a plane, it's a vessel of dreams, ready to whisk me away to new heights of comfort and luxury. Inside awaits ANA's latest innovation, The Room, their cutting-edge business class product. The anticipation builds with each step, a rhythm of excitement pulsating through my veins. Tonight, I'm not just boarding a plane, I'm embarking on an odyssey of discovery and delight. Let the journey begin. Here she is, seat 17F, my unexpected sanctuary in the skies, beckoning with a backward-facing allure that promises a journey like no other. But that's not all. She's also conveniently stationed closest to the drinks and snacks, ensuring a steady flow of refreshments as we soar through the clouds. So raise your glass to these unconventional comforts, my fellow travelers, and let's embark on this delightful adventure with gusto. Let's talk about the finer things, shall we? It's those little touches that can either elevate or deflate the luxury experience. Take, for example, the champagne welcome drink served up in a plastic cup, or those paper oshibori towels, hardly befitting of the refined ambiance one expects in business class. Now, I may be a stickler for tradition, but there's something inherently satisfying about clinking glasses and being greeted with a warm cloth oshibori. And trust me, after over 3 decades in Japan, I've come to understand the discerning tastes of Japanese customers. These nuances don't escape their notice. Now, I'm not one to let such trifles ruin my day. Sure, this time they skipped the customary offer to take my suit jacket for hanging, but hey, we soldier on, don't we? I'm curious, am I being overly finicky, or do you share my sentiments on these matters? After all, it's business class, a luxury experience, and of course it comes with a price tag. Oh, the dreaded moment of truth, the amenity kit. Gone are the days of the cherished Globetrotter kits, replaced by something less thrilling. As a collector of these tokens of luxury from past first class and business class journeys, the disappointment is palpable. I'll reserve judgment on the new kit for now, but I fear it may not meet the lofty standards set by its predecessor. Spoiler alert, initial impressions suggest it falls short on the amenities front. But enough about my woes. What's your take on the matter? Are you as crestfallen by this turn of events, or do you see it as a minor blip in the grand scheme of things? Let's delve into a little ritual of mine that I've found helps out our hardworking flight attendants. As soon as I settle into my seat, I make it a point to remove all the plastic wrap from the mattress, blanket, headphones, and any other items adorned with the stuff. I then gather it all in a neat ball and leave it on the table for the attendants to whisk away in a flash. With a bustling business class cabin teeming with over 50 or 60 passengers, I figure every little bit helps in streamlining their duties. Plus, it's a small gesture of appreciation for their tireless efforts in ensuring our journey is as smooth and comfortable as possible. Have you adopted any similar rituals when flying? I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. Now that I've slipped into my cozy slippers and stashed my shoes below, it's time to take stock of the cabin. First things first, this screen is a behemoth, giving me a panoramic view of the world outside through the exterior cameras as we ascend to over 30,000 feet. And speaking of unconventional comforts, let's talk about my rear-facing seat. Despite initial skepticism, I'm pleased to report that there's no sense of awkwardness during takeoff or landing. It's all smooth sailing from here on out. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the journey. We're in for one heck of a ride. The marvels of modern technology. Behold the myriad seat controls at your fingertips, a symphony of options for every stage of your journey, whether you're savoring a gourmet meal, bracing for takeoff, or ready to recline into full-on relaxation mode. There's a button for every occasion. It's like piloting your own personal oasis in the sky with the power to tailor your experience to perfection. So go ahead, indulge in a little mid-flight customization. It's all part of the adventure. They don't dub it the room for mere whimsy. No, sir. With those sliding door panels, you're not just in business class. You're in your own private sanctuary at 30,000 feet. It's luxury refined to a T. With the touch of a button, you can cocoon yourself in blissful seclusion, shutting out the world beyond. And when you're ready to rejoin the fray, it's as simple as sliding those panels to the side or giving them a gentle push down. It's the epitome of elegance and convenience, all wrapped up in one sleek package. So go ahead, make yourself at home in the room, your personal oasis in the sky. Every journey has its bumps in the road. In this case, a slight hiccup with the USB port, failing to charge one of my headphones to the right of me. But hey, in the grand scheme of things, it's a minor blip, a mere speck on the horizon of an otherwise flawless voyage. Anyway, silver linings abound. I discovered another power outlet conveniently located by the table. Because in the end, it's all about adaptability and making the most of what you've got. So here's to rolling with the punches and finding joy in the unexpected. That brings me to the headphones. Now call me picky, but I didn't quite find these premium headphones up to snuff, so I did what any self-respecting traveler would do. I whipped out my trusty Marshall headphones, because when it comes to immersing myself in the soundtrack of my journey, I refuse to settle for anything less than perfection. Here's to bringing a little piece of home with me wherever I roam. Japan roll. If you're itching for more details about The Room, you're in luck. Just pop open their on-demand entertainment system and dive into the video review. It's your ticket to exploring all the bells and whistles this innovative setup has to offer. Kicking off the journey with a touch of sophistication, champagne Castelnau Reserve with my appetizer sets the tone as I settle in for a cinematic treat, and what better flick to accompany this bubbly indulgence than my all-time favorite, James Bond, Skyfall. With each sip, I'm transported into the world of espionage and intrigue, where the stakes are high and the martinis are shaken, not stirred. As the opening scene unfolds, I can't help but get swept away in the action, yelling at the screen, "Don't take the shot, don't take the shot," but alas she does, and the tension mounts as Bond takes the hit. Just in time as we delve deeper into the red mystical scene in James Bond at Macau, the food and wine take center stage, enhancing every twist and turn of the James Bond saga. With each bite of appetizer and sip of red wine, the flavors dance in harmony with the unfolding narrative, elevating the cinematic experience to new heights. Onboard dining has never tasted so exquisite. Each dish a culinary masterpiece, crafted to complement the drama playing out on screen. It's a feast for the senses, where every morsel and sip transports me deeper into the world of espionage and intrigue. So here's to indulging in life's finer pleasures, even at 30,000 feet, where every moment is an adventure waiting to unfold. As the action unfolds, we transition seamlessly to the main event, a succulent steak fit for the showdown between James Bond and his notorious nemesis. "Let's see who remains on top," he quips, but I have a feeling it's the steak that will steal the show. With each savory bite, I'm transported into the heart of the action, the tender meat mirroring the intensity of the on-screen battle. It's a culinary showdown worthy of the silver screen, where every slice brings us one step closer to victory. In the world of James Bond, only the strongest survive, but tonight it's the steak that reigns supreme. And then, as any discerning traveler knows, there's the iconic Ippudo ramen, a must-order for Japanese patrons seeking a savory snack, but this time I decided to spice things up a bit with my own ritual. In homage to the legendary James Bond, I raised a glass on the rocks of Suntory Hibiki whiskey. With each sip, I offered a farewell toast to the man who graced our screens for decades, culminating in his latest adventure, No Time to Die. It's a moment of reflection and reverence, where the flavors of Japan and the spirit of Bond intersect in a cinematic symphony of taste and tradition. So circling back to the last meal of the flight, a tad underwhelming, if I may be honest. A mishmash of cheese, lettuce, ham, and fruit, accompanied by the essentials, butter and jelly. But hold the phone, something seems to be missing. Ah yes, the bread. But hey, in the grand scheme of things, it's a minor oversight. After all, I've been making a concerted effort to cut back on carbs anyway. So I'll chalk it up to a happy accident and soldier on. Who needs bread when you've got a world of flavor waiting to be explored when I touch down in Chicago? As for the amenity bag, it hails from a brand called Ettinger out of London. Now, I'm no expert on luxury brands, but I must admit, it's a bit of a mystery to me. Inside you'll find the bare essentials, a collapsible shopping bag, lip balm, and lotion. Not exactly Christmas, as Bond would say. But hey, every cloud has a silver lining. I decided to pass it along to my dear mother. As for me, I can't help but yearn for the days of old, when the beloved Globetrotter kids graced the cabin. Here's hoping they make a comeback someday. In summary, ANA's business class offers a modern and private cabin experience complemented by excellent service from the attentive flight attendants. Despite minor disappointments like the change in amenity kits and occasional technical hiccups, the overall journey was positive. I'm eager to see further enhancements in the future. As I approach Chicago, I hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, I want to hear your thoughts on ANA's business class, so drop them in the comments below. Thanks for sticking with me until the end. On my return journey to Japan, I'll be upgrading to first class on JAL, Japan Airlines, flying from Chicago to Haneda, and then from Haneda to Itami. Stay tuned for more detailed reviews for a first class experience. Exciting times ahead. Safe travels, Globetrotters, and until next time, bye-bye.